Rallycross, of course. Hello, everybody. We're going to test out Automobilista 2 Rallycross, the DLC that just came out. I have no previous experience with this game. I just finished tuning my force feedback, and I just finished tuning my motion. So we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and here we go. How's it going, Alan? Set up my phone here. We're gonna get going here. We're gonna start the 4-person race. This is not online. This is gonna be just local. I don't want to, mess someone up online until I get better at this game. And who knows? I might not even play this game ever again after, my experiences with this. Why is this not fucking working? Okay. Hey, David. Thank you. Okay, we got, here we go. I don't have a clutch still, so... And I totaled the car the first corner. Oh shit, I get something right there. Fuck! Okay, I probably should have done a run through the course before trying to be competitive here. Yeah, the game feels almost exactly like Project Cars 2 in almost every way. All the negative qualities that Project Cars 2 has, this game does too for some reason. I don't know if it's running off the same game engine or what, but the cars just feel very floaty. Like really strange feeling. Not in a good way. I feel like it's very unnatural feeling, and I would easily say Assetto Corsa feels much better than this game. The cars actually handle like how you'd expect them to, rather than some weird interpretation. This could change. I adjusted my camera settings. My FOV set to like 80 or something like that. I don't know what the exact FOV I should be using is. This is gonna be my warm-up lap, I guess. So, oh shit! This course is in Dirt Rally 2, so it'd be figured to be the only one that I would recognize. Oh shit! And yeah, these cars kind of get into these weird death slides where it's almost like there's nothing you can do to recover it. And these cars, I mean, I've never driven these cars in real life, so maybe that's how they are. I'd love to get some feedback from some actual people, that do professional rallycross, like in these high-level cars. But the highest horsepower car I've ever driven is an all-wheel drive Brains and WRX, right? Like the cars that I own. But which is about 400 horsepower compared to these are like 600, so these are quite a bit more powerful than my car in real life. So I can't say that these don't feel realistic, but these don't feel like I would expect them to, is a better way to put it. Like they handle very unnaturally to like just what I expect. Some of the sound effects are really weird. When you get off the ground at all in this game, the car just like does weird shit, and like it doesn't feel natural at all. Like even the camera itself, it's almost like 3 separate frames when you're in the air. Like oh, that guy's an idiot. He just went straight to the wall for no reason. I don't know what level of difficulty I'm on right now. I'm probably on the easiest difficulty. I don't know. Watch when I hit this jump here coming up. Oh shit! Watch when I hit this little jump thing. Watch how the car handles it super naturally. It seems like it's like four steps almost that it takes. The cars, I feel like if they rotate just whenever you want, like regardless of what speed, and you almost feel like you're locked into certain turns, not by your own choice, but I have all assists and everything off. So everything, like I even have like the assists that these cars would have in real life probably off. So I'm in complete control of this. There's no steering assist. You know, there's none of that. But the cars just still feel weird. Like it feels like this game was never like intended for dirt, and like they just kind of like slapped some dirt physics on there and some rallycross car physics. I don't know. Maybe it's my tune. I'm just running the default setup, but it just doesn't feel natural. That being said, I mean things could change. Like maybe it's like a weird little hack to make this game feel right. But this goes to it's the same thing for like a set of course. So like some cars just don't feel right. So maybe it's just the car I'm driving. So maybe I'll try out a different car. Maybe it'll feel more natural for my driving style. But I don't know. I'm just not convinced that this feels good. A lot of people really like Automobilista too, but I'm just not digging it just yet. Maybe I just got to get more competitive, right? Like I'm not really doing good right now, but maybe if I do some online stuff and actually go up against some human players, it'll become more fun because at that point it doesn't really matter what the physics feel like. It just matters you versus other people, all using the same physics, you know. But when I play a simulation game, I want it to convince me, and this one has not. It feels, I wouldn't call it arcadey because it's, not a very friendly experience. It feels very uncomfortable to drive. It doesn't feel like the game's necessarily like, it doesn't feel like it's holding your hand. It just feels like there's some physics that don't exist in the real world doing stuff. The cars feel like unnaturally fast. Like it almost feels like the game is in fast motion. And this is with my FOV set low. Like I think on my default it's like set to like 100 something. I have it set to 80, and it still feels like the cars just like accelerate unnaturally fast. And yeah, like these cars are fucking super fast in real life, but like it doesn't matter what surface you're on. Like the acceleration is just shit. The acceleration is just like just absolutely insane. I'm sorry, buddy. Oh, my car's all messed up. I do have damage set to maximum as well, and so it's at the most severe setting. So if I mess up, the car will let me know. Yeah, my car really does not like me right now. We can finish the race though. This is the last lap. This guy's like in slow mode right here. I don't want to get too crazy here because this turn will throw you for a loop here. Up, lost traction. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not challenging because the game is very challenging. The motion feels amazing. The motion feels maybe the best I've felt in any other game. In terms of how much the game translates to, whatever the car's doing, it feels really good. Except for when you're jumping. When you're jumping, it doesn't feel right at all. Like it doesn't feel like the weight's unloading. It feels like there's friction in the air. I don't know how else to explain it. And again, it could be because how I have something set up. Like maybe the UDP thing needs to be a different number than off. But from what I know, that the UDP telemetry ticks or whatever should be set to 0 because I think that's automatic. automatic, which will just give you the best for whatever your computer and your setup can handle, I think. I don't know, like, while I was configuring this game, which took a long time, it took me like 2 hours to get this game figured out. Like, to get it to where it feels even this good, and it still doesn't feel good, in my opinion. And I don't know. Let's try a different course, and maybe we'll just get more used to it here. FOV for most single monitor setups is normally between 50 and 64. I tried it that low, and it was so narrow I couldn't see anything on my sides. And when I was racing other people, there was no way I could monitor what else was going on besides like right in front of me. So yeah, triple setup. Yeah, I would love some triples. The brakes in AMS don't feel right to you. Yeah, the brakes, I have it set up to where my brake pedal, I have to push pretty far to get it to 100%, and it's pretty stiff too. It's not like F1 car stiff or whatever people think F1 car stiff is. Because I've seen, various different videos throughout the years that like they actually have more brake travel than most people think. Anyway, it's probably just dependent on the individual racer, right? But I don't know. I'm not liking this so far. I feel like the force feedback is not the best, and there's almost zero options to make it feel better. It's just like, do you like the force feedback? Oh, you do? Okay, cool. Here you go. Do you like the force feedback? No, I don't. Well, sorry, too bad. That's what it feels like in this game. It doesn't feel like there's really any options. Here, let me show you here. So we go to controls, force feedback. So you can adjust your gain, your low force boost, which from what I could feel was just like when you're just cruising around and you're not hitting the corner or something, it stiffens the wheel. That's what I gather. Effects is just like the road texture, the rumble strips, things like that. Okay, damping obviously is just to make it feel less sharp. And menu spring strength, from what I assume, is when you go to the menu, it goes back to 0, but it actually hasn't done that. At least for my particular wheelbase, it hasn't worked a single time. I don't know why. But yeah, those are your options. You can also adjust your sensitivity, which, in my opinion, how they word it, sensitivity, that doesn't make any sense because I have it set to 100% sensitivity. But what I actually feel like they're saying is linearity, because when I have it set to 0, as soon as I get past a certain point, it goes from like just barely turning to all the way turning, right? But if you have it set to 100, your entire wheel range is usable, and it's not like just like, So I don't know why they named it sensitivity. It in my opinion, sensitivity means the more you have, the more touchy your setup is, your wheel feel is. But it's almost like it's just worded incorrectly, and it should be linearity. Steering linearity, in my opinion. Maybe I just have a misunderstanding of what it's actually doing, but that's what it feels like to me. Yeah, and that's really all your options are in terms of how to make it your car feel a certain way. And then the rest of how you make your car feel in this game is your camera setup. How bouncy or stuff. For instance, here, I have my camera set up to where, yeah, it's 80 FOV. Any lower and it just feels weird, and then any higher it just feels like you're just going a million miles an hour when you're not. But I have all my movement and everything set to 0. No, off, and it doesn't matter. The game still has this insane amount of movement. Like, I mean, you saw when I was going over little bumps of like the cockpit view, just like you're just going everywhere. and you can't turn that off, and you can't minimize it past a certain point, which is very frustrating in my opinion, because at its lowest setting, unless there's a way to do it at its lowest setting, ever ran in Gran Turismo 7? No, I have not. At its lowest setting, it still feels like you're just all over the place, and it makes your car feel floaty when you're just doing normal stuff. You know, I know it's trying to replicate the movement of the car you'd experience in real life, because most people aren't going to be running motion, but I'd rather let my motion rig convey the movement and then be able to turn all that stuff off, or at least minimize it to where it's like in sync with my motion, rather than like on screen it's all exaggerated, and then on my motion rig it's just like kind of moving. So it's really visually disorienting to have your screen just move all over the place with everything, and then have your motion just kind of like move a little bit. So I really wish there was more options to make that feel better, but I mean, maybe I just don't know of a certain setting. But let's do another race here. We'll do it. I also don't like how things don't save in between what you do. So let's, for example here, I'm gonna go to circuit selection, and it always starts with group by location. I have no interest in any of these other courses besides the rallycross stuff. I just bought this game for the rallycross mode because, you know, the upcoming WC game is not going to have rallycross. They don't have that license anymore. It's just going to be a rally game, and I love rallycross. It's a lot of fun. And also, there's a very limited track or course selection for rallycross, and the courses that they chose or got a hold of are, in my opinion, not good. This one's good. This one's fun, right? But most of them, they feel like hand-me-downs from, you know, other games that didn't want these. They didn't get the license for these because they didn't want them, right? Or they feel like courses that maybe just aren't popular, and for a reason, like they're just not fun layouts. Another one that was, what was that other one that was kind of fun? This one is kind of fun, the Spa one, but it feels like it's part of Spa, right? And Spa is a great course, but this feels like, it feels so generic. Even though it's a really reputable area, the layout just feels generic. It just feels like whoever set this course up just has no concept of what makes a course interesting. And maybe someone disagrees with me. That's fine. But let's try this one. Let me show you here. I tried out a couple courses to tune my motion, so that's why I'm able to say something like that. But we're doing a video here, everyone. So everyone on TikTok here, literally, I'm filming a video live right now. So I'm giving my opinions. So if you're impatient, you don't have to be here. But that's what I'm doing. Here we go. I don't have a clutch pedal, remember. Feels like no matter what you do, it throws you like that, and it just doesn't feel like you're actually doing that. It feels like the game is just doing that for you. And I mean, it could be down to course design, like maybe just in real life it would throw you like that too, but it just feels like I don't have to do anything for that to happen. Obviously, you still have to control it, right? Hopefully the sound is decent. I didn't actually just realize the game can be super loud to you all, but see, I was in midair right there, and my car just felt like it was walking down steps. I don't know if that makes sense. That was weird. It also feels like I don't know, it doesn't feel like you're really connected to the ground. Also, there's a weird screen tearing issue. I don't know if it's how I have it set up, but I have it set for 240 hertz. I have VSync set to on, and it feels like there's this weird horizontal screen tearing that takes place sometimes, and I have never experienced that in other, or this exact kind of screen tearing before, at least not on this PC. And it might be related to like the reflection or something like that. I don't know what's causing it. But I have everything set to max, and I mean it runs fine, but something's just not quite right. And it's hard to explain unless you're like seeing it on the screen, the very screen that I'm playing on. Maybe you can't see it in the footage. See, I didn't even really rotate the car. The game just did it for me right there. And it feels like 100% throttle control right there. It doesn't feel like I even have to do anything really. I also found it very unintuitive to set up my wheelbase for the first time. It didn't give me any explanation or any indication that I needed to turn my wheel all the way one direction for it to map the wheelbase in the first place. I'm not talking about calibration. I'm talking about to actually map what's left and right. Like it didn't tell me like, hey, you have to turn the wheel all the way. So I was like turning it left and then turning it right, and then nothing was showing up. And you know, I contacted the wheelbase manufacturer, and they're like, yeah, that game works with our wheelbase natively. Like there should be no issues. And then I had to look up some forum stuff, and then everyone's like having the same issue as I am. And they're like, yeah, it actually turns out that oh shit, I'm not paying attention. It turns out that you have to do it all the way one direction and all the way the other direction for it to terminal. Ah, shit. I forgot I was in. Anyway, I blew my engine. But yeah, so it didn't feel like it was intuitive. Like when you go to it, right? Watch. When you go to the controls, where is it? Go to edit assignments. It says steer left, right? Oh wait, actually it says it over here. At least 50% of its range. Okay, well I guess that was me not paying attention, but it was still unintuitive, and I still had to reach out to a help source, you know, an online source of information to figure this out. And I wasn't the only one having this issue, because every other game you just turn it left and then it's like, okay, that's the axis, and then turn it right and that's the axis. But this one, I had to turn it like all the way and then go back to 0, and then it finally said something. I was like, oh damn, okay, I'm an idiot. But it shouldn't be that difficult to set the game up, because this, you know, the only other game I can think of that does that is Project Cars 2, I think, was weird like that. It's just not a modern mechanic for a modern game. Like this is not like the most modern game. I think it came out like years ago still, but I just feel like it should be more intuitive. Let's try another course here. We're trying out all the rallycross content for this video. Let's see. You're having the same problem calibrating the wheel. Just kept on turning until there you go. There is positive proof that I'm not the only person that had an issue. Right there. Let's see here. Let's go in Stoner. So yeah, we're recording a live video here. In case you're wondering why I'm not interacting with the chat as much, I'm trying to give my opinion on this game, my first initial thoughts on this game, and what I've experienced so far, and what I feel like can be improved, or just maybe what I feel like maybe I could get used to in time. And yeah, so far, let's try another circuit here. Yeah, I just don't like how you have to, like, it should just remember what you want to do from the last time. You know, anyway, whatever. What's this one? In Brazil. Foz. Okay, this one I don't think is a real course. Let's bypass that one. This one's a Nürburgring Rallycross. Let's see what this one's about. Let's see if I can recognize any parts of it. I should have actually put a practice on there. So anyway, fishing. The only problem with that is I don't support iRacing subscription model, but I'm not saying that the driving is bad in that game because I have no idea, and from what I've heard, it's great, but it's not. I don't want to support them. I guess it's an immediate right-hand turn. Okay. So far I have no idea where I am. I'm just driving up. Some of the sound effects too, like I think I mentioned it, like when you're sliding in the dirt, it's like it doesn't sound like dirt, and it sounds like the sound effect is clipping. It doesn't matter what volume you have it set for. It sounds like the sound source, whatever file that they used, was just not quality. Like it's just weird. I'll see if I can. I'll do a solo run here, just kind of show you what it sounds like. But yeah, the track selection, going back to the track selection, Project Cars 2 has a much better track selection when it comes to Rallycross. And maybe, I think Rallycross just came to AMS 2, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure like it just didn't exist before, so maybe it'll get better now that they are supporting Rallycross, but I still don't know where I'm going. Oh, okay, I kind of remember this. Maybe it'll get better in the future. Hopefully it's not just like a single DLC, and then this is supposed to like satisfy, you know, everyone for the rest of the time. Because this track selection, in my opinion, is very subpar. And I want to see some bigger courses too, not like these weird unknown ones. Like, I mean, I'm sure like some part of the world it's well known, but I want some ones that I see like, oh shit, in the the World Rallycross. Maybe it has to do with licensing, and I don't know. Maybe Codemasters still has the license for some things or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I just can't get the steering to feel right. I can't get the brakes to feel right. I can't get the camera to feel right. And you know, a lot of it's probably just my own setup. Oh shit, and my own fault. Or just how I'm driving the car because I'm just used to it in different games. But the cars feel like touchy no matter what you do, and they probably should, right? That they're shit. They're really high power, small cars, right? But I don't know. They just don't feel like I think they should. And I've said that like a million times already. I think you get the point, but. Yeah, I've kind of learned the course here. You know, oddly enough, I kind of like this one. This one feels like a kind of an interesting course, honestly. Okay, I got enough of that course to kind of feel. Oh wow, is my throttle pedal fucking up? I got enough to feel that course. Let's try another one here. It's come a long way. Really optimistic. Yeah, hopefully. Like, I agree. You were hesitant to get into iRacing, but I'm glad you took a chance on it. Yeah, I don't doubt that it's very good. That's a lot of people think that I don't do iRacing because I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good because of the subscription model entirely. I have no problem with whatever physics it has. It looks like it's very realistic from the footage I've seen. From what I've heard, that's not my problem. My problem is just I don't want to support a company that is setting up these crazy limitations for people's hard-earned money. And I don't want to make this about iRacing, so we'll move on from that. But no, this is not Richard Burns Rally Alistair. Lemon pie. This is actually AMS2. I just bought this game because I just heard that it's featuring Rallycross now, so I figured I'd give it a try. And so far, I'm not really liking it, but that could change. I don't know. I have no idea where I'm going on these tracks, so I'm just kind of like driving with my eyeballs. I gotta return to position 3. Go ahead. Something's going on with my throttle pedal. My throttle pedal is malfunctioning right now. Where the game is? Oh, where do I go? I guess this way? See, I have no idea where I'm going here. Some of these track layouts are it's like there's not enough barriers to like tell where the fuck you need to go. Yeah, you see that stuttering? My throttle pedal is. Oh, that is a gigantic jump. Okay. So yeah, something weird is going on. You hear that? Am I supposed to take this jump? Okay, that's part of it, I guess. Well, it's an interesting course. I'll say, oh yeah, look at this. What is going on with my throttle? Something weird is happening, but anyway, we're gonna keep on going. Up. And this has nothing to do with the game, I don't think. This is, I have pedal issues with this pedal set for a long time, but I've never experienced this with this current configuration. Is this the Joker? Where do I go? I guess that wasn't part of the track. Yeah, something weird is going on. Anyway, this is kind of an interesting course. Why did I fucking brake so hard right there? Oh, he crashed into the wall. Yeah, look at that. I'm on the throttle pedal when it was the. Okay, yeah. We can't continue this. Anyway, so my final thoughts in this game is, I mean, I'm undecided. I'm gonna get out of this just in case I decide I want to try to get a refund on this game because let's see, how long have I been doing this so far? Let's see. 3 hours. So it took me 2 hours to set the game up, and I just played for about an hour, something like that, or total, or whatever it was. I can't recommend it. At least not yet. I can't recommend it. I feel like the physics are not the greatest. I feel like they're very robotic feeling. They feel too floaty. They don't feel like you're actually connected to the ground. When you're playing Assetto Corsa, when you're playing Richard Burns Rally, you feel connected to the ground through your wheel, through the motion, through your eyes. You feel like you're connected. You feel like your car has a certain amount of downforce, a certain amount of weight. And maybe it's just these cars I'm driving, and maybe the other cars in this game feel good. But if you're buying this game like I am to play Rallycross specifically, because there's not many options to do that kind of stuff, or they're dwindling, right? Like, because I mean, Dirt Rally 2, in my opinion, is a very arcadey experience when it comes to Rallycross, and the only other options are Assetto Corsa modded, which is not the best. It's and when I say Assetto Corsa physics engine is great on tarmac, not gravel, but on paved surfaces, it's great. But it was never designed for any kind of dirt or loose surfaces. So those physics are just entirely made up by the community. So everything's kind of hit and miss. But this is a DLC released by the developers. This should be like top quality stuff, and I don't feel like it's there, at least not yet. You feel like there's some things that AMS2 does well, and there are other things it doesn't. Yes, that's how I feel. I feel very mixed. I'm not impressed with the graphics. I feel like they're a little bit cartoony looking. I feel like they're not very, just something about them just looks very, just not authentic feeling. It just doesn't, it feels like the colors are too vibrant and too saturated. I don't know. Like, I didn't alter the colors or anything like that. I did turn off like some of the visual stuff, but yeah, it just doesn't look right. The physics are not there. It feels like the car just does whatever it wants, regardless of your input sometimes. Like, when I spin out in Assetto Corsa, I feel like it was my fault. If I spin out in this game, I just feel like something weird happened. Or if I get a turn really good in this game, I feel like the game helped me in some way, even though I have all assists off. And I don't get that same feeling from Assetto Corsa. I don't get that same feeling from Richard Burns Rally. I feel like I earned those excellent turns if I did that. And if I did poorly, I feel like I earned that poor turn I did. In this, I just feel like it's some weird hand, like in Super Smash Brothers, just grabbing your car and just like tilting your car the proper direction, and then just like playing, you know, like playing toy cars when you're a kid. Like, it feels like someone's grabbing a Hot Wheel and just doing this, turning whatever which way, and the cars rotate like super weird. Like, maybe it's just my FOV, but I didn't like it at all. Plastic looking. Yeah, that's kind of a good way to put it. Plastic looking. I haven't tried it in VR. I have heard good things about it in VR. They released Rallycross in this game, I think, like a week ago. Something recent. Wait for this game to go on sale. Yeah, you refunded the Rallycross. Yeah, I haven't tried the track racing, so maybe it's different. But the gravel physics, I am not a fan of them at all. It doesn't feel like dirt to me. I grew up in the desert. I grew up sliding around on dirt in cars, dirt bikes, ATVs, sand rails. I know what dirt should feel like, and it doesn't feel like that. Maybe I just never been in a car with that good of suspension to where, like, the dirt just doesn't really matter. Like, it just feels like it's just like floating like a boat over top of it. You also feel like part of the problem are the setups, default setups. Yes. When I tried it the first time, I'm like, what the hell? This is horrible. Like, I can't believe anyone likes this. And I started tweaking things, and I'm like, okay, it's feeling a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. And I got to the point to where it was tolerable, but I would never seek this experience out on my own free time. If I was going to be joining with a friend to race because that person has, you know, he or she has this game and maybe this is the only game they have, I would play it in that case. But I don't think I will ever play this again unless there's an update. And I only bought it for Rallycross, so I'm not even willing to try it out on the paved stuff because I'm already satisfied with the Assetto Corsa. Like, I already feel like that game has me covered on the circuit stuff in terms of the paved circuit stuff. I love that game for paved. I don't even play circuit racing. I don't even like to do that. The only time I'm even interested in circuit racing at all is Rallycross. Like, that's the only circuit stuff I enjoy. So, yeah, I mean, after I finish this, I'm probably going to try to get a refund for this until there's another update, and maybe I'll try it again. I don't know. But, you know, I'm not impressed with the Rallycross content at all. I'm not impressed with the amount of cars. There's like 4 fucking Rallycross cars. There's 4 Rallycross cars, and I think 2 of them are the same car with a different livery, I think. Based on my memory, there's 7 courses, and then I think 2 or 3 of them have like 2 or 3 layouts. So I think there's like 12 courses total. One of the courses that's in the off-road section is not even off-road at all. And it looks like a go-kart track. And it's entirely paved. There's no mixed surfaces at all. And
it's put in with the off-road section, which makes no sense to me. I don't like the user interface. I feel like it's clunky. I feel like it's convoluted. It's confusing. And I feel like the game in general is so similar to Project Cars 2. It's almost the same game. It feels exactly the same, physics-wise, to me. And maybe I haven't built up my sense of how a game should feel besides the ones I'm used to. But to me, they feel exactly the same. And Project Cars 2 impressed me in that it had a ton of rallycross content that I had no idea about. And the physics were more brutal than Dirt Rally 2. So those are the things that impressed me about that. So these have similar physics, but it still feels off. Yeah. AC is just so good. Yeah, I agree. You feel like it's really hard to get cars to rotate. You feel like it's hard to get, I feel like this oh, you mean it on circuit? Like the paved stuff? Because on the rallycross stuff, these cars rotate no matter what you do. You just turn like a millimeter to the left and it's like rotate all the way, you know, sideways. Even at 900 degrees of rotation, it feels twitchy. That shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. You hope they're working on AC2. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I hope they have Rally in AC2. That would be amazing. Or Rallycross too. You know, both would be really great. But I haven't tried ACC because it doesn't interest me at all. But I've heard really mixed results on that one. How was the AI when it came to the Rallycross stuff? I didn't set the AI up, so I don't know if it was on hard, normal. It's probably on normal, and there's probably way harder difficulties, but I was able to best it pretty easily with 0 experience on this game. And I'm sure that there's some insane difficulty mode, but the AI did some really stupid stuff. Like, I saw it just, like, take a right turn straight into a wall. I don't know if maybe the AI had damage on the car that made it do that, but it looked like it was taking the turn, and then it just all of a sudden just like turned to the right and then went straight into the wall. I've never seen AI do that in any other game, unless the course was a modded course. So yeah, I'm done racing, Dylan. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with the chat on the other platform. I'm trying to keep it right here because I'm focusing on catering to this to YouTube right now, because I'm filming a live reaction to AMS2, and it's not good. But yeah, I am done racing. The AI is slow. Yeah, okay. How was the AI when it came to the... Okay, yeah, never mind. I just read that. If they add Rally and AC2, yeah. Assetto Corsa, in my opinion, in my experience, from what I've seen, from what I've seen personally and seen from other people's experiences, has the most detailed, like, everything. It has the most detailed force feedback. It has the most detailed tire model that I know of. Like, it has the biggest roster of cars, including when I'm talking about mods. I'm talking about mods here. The community getting together and creating something great. The base version of the game, in my opinion, it's still great, but it's nothing like what it is with the community adding to it. But when you say Assetto Corsa, you're referring to the community getting together, plus the developers, working in conjunction with the community. So you don't really talk about Assetto Corsa like the base version of the game, I think. And even diving deeper into that, you're talking about pretty much the content manager, how easy it is to just mod it, and how easy it is to tweak the graphical settings. You can make Assetto Corsa look so realistic. You can make it look just like photorealistic, depending on how stacked your rig is, how stacked your PC is. But yeah, I agree. Assetto Corsa 2, if it has Rally, if it has Rallycross, it might be in game for everything, at least for the foreseeable future. So, I mean, yeah. So I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna. I have a bit of a stutter sometimes, but I'm gonna end this little reaction, I guess you'd call it, to Automobilista 2. And you look at the playtime for 3 hours. For those of you just joining in, 2 hours at least, maybe like 2 hours, 30 minutes, something like that, was setting the game up with my motion, my force feedback, setting the sensitivities to make it feel like a car instead of a go-kart with butter wheels, you know, like just sticks of butter for wheels. And, you know, to get it to where it doesn't rotate, just like turning, you know, 1 inch to the left, you're just like, yeah. So, and to be honest, every simulation game takes a good while for you to set it to the point to where you're happy with it. But my past experience with Project Cars 2 and this even feeling more limiting in a lot of ways, with the amount of content at the very least, I don't think I'm ever gonna get to the point to where I like this game. I prefer this game over something else. I would rather play Assetto Corsa modded, doing some rallycross against the AI or rallycross against some friends in a private server, like on Holays or whatever it's called. I would rather do that any day than this. And I'm sad to say that because I was really excited when I heard that there was another game coming onto the market with rallycross content, because it's mostly ignored, you know. You know, there's a million games that do that have the Nordschleife. There's a million game that has a Spa and all this kind of stuff, but only a handful of games have rallycross. So I was really rooting for this game, and very disappointed. So biggest issue with AC is the old AI. Everything else is, yeah, I agree. The AI is kind of weird. And it doesn't seem like the AI in Assetto Corsa is aware of you. It feels like it's just like on a path, you know, this path of destruction. It doesn't matter if you're there or not. It's just like, eh. That's my experience. Maybe it's different with like some mods, but I haven't had a good experience with the AI. But I pretty much just do either hot laps or race online with other real people when it comes to circuit racing on Assetto Corsa. But anyway, we're done. I wasn't planning on a long stream because it took me, like I said, 2.5 hours or 2 hours or whatever it was to set the game up. So for you all, I apologize. I wasn't very interactive with you. But I wasn't planning on racing for a long time anyway because I'm in a lot of pain. And I'm actually going to be moving on to 1 hour live stream schedules. So instead of 2 hours a day, I'm going to be doing 1 hour because I'm going to try to heal. And I felt like I was making a lot of progress for a while, and I was getting stronger, and my pain was not as much. Like it would crop up at around 2 to 3 hour mark, but now it's starting to crop up sooner, and it's getting to the point to where, you know, if I do anything that's any kind of exaggerated movements when I'm, you know, doing any kind of corrective steering, it just hurts like a bitch. So have I tried Assetto Corsa Evoluzione? Oh, you mean Competizione? Is that what you mean? They should mod Spa with dirt for AC. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. They do have Spa rallycross in this, but it's just weird. Anyway, I'm gonna end it with you all. Actually, I'll end it with you all first, but yeah, hopefully my words help you if you were on the fence about buying this DLC or buying this game for this DLC like I did. Hopefully I can get a refund because I'm never going to play this game again. The courses that are included in the cars are just not worth the money. If you already play Automobilista and love it, then maybe I could recommend this content because maybe you're just looking for something more than what you have already. But yeah, if you're buying this just for this content like me, which not many people are going to be mentally geared like me and so single focused, like it's got to be dirt something, it's got to be on dirt, you know. Not everyone's like that. I understand that, but if there are other people out there like that, I don't recommend it. And I like to think of myself to have some amount of authority here because all my free time goes towards rally stuff. Whether it be in real life or in a video game, and I pull from my real life experiences throughout my entire life to base, you know, traction levels, you know, going over jumps, things like that, like, you know, how the car responds in certain situations. I base them on my own personal real life experiences, and if it doesn't feel anything like that, I don't want anything to do with it. Nothing. So, in my opinion, this just feels like just some extra content. It doesn't feel like a fully fleshed out mode. And if the developers are watching this, I apologize, but I don't like it at all. And even if someone that rallycross races in real life came up to me and told me, hey, that feels pretty close to how they feel in real life, like, I race these cars, I still wouldn't like it. I still would not want to play that again. It has nothing to do with the difficulty. It just has to do with how intuitive the car is, to how you think it should feel. And it just doesn't feel like that. So it's Gran Turismo style. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, Star Master. Anyway, again, I apologize to you all, but have a good day. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in a future live stream. See y'all. And hopefully my words helped you, and hopefully, yeah, just write in the comments how you feel about this DLC if you have it. And, you know, I want to hear some other opinions too. Anyway, bye.